Good evening, fellow Toon fans. What an evening for the neutral. Heartache for the Saints. Nail-biting heart attacks for the faithful. The game had everything. So let's get into it. This is my match report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the lineup and give my marks, and then we'll discuss the game as well. So Caldalo started in goal. Again, commanded his box quite well. Did come for crosses a bit more than what he normally does, which was nice to see. Won a crucial free kick near the end of the game. 7. I still prefer to see Dubravka in goal, though. I still think he's our number one goalkeeper. He needs to be in goal. Javi Mancur keeps the right back spot. There was a doubt about him. He didn't last very long, unfortunately, but the time he was on the pitch, a 6. Isaac Hayden, give him the captain's armband. The man leads by example, an 8. Fabian Schär, looks like he's done his knee ligaments in, doesn't it? It's not very good. Again, he was having an alright game, 7. Jamal Lewis grew into the game, built his confidence up, a 7. Jonjo Shelvey, don't think he should be captain anymore, but I think people need to get off his back a little bit. Yes, he hasn't been great all season, but now Jones has come in. We've got running legs around him. We've got willing runners up front. Jonjo Shelvey shows he can find anyone at any time. And he will keep doing that for the rest of the season now. So he has to keep his place. I give him a 7. Jeff Hendrick, sick of talking about this bloke. A 4. I'd rather have Harin Sarvia in our squad than having him in our squad. I think it's time he should never wear a Newcastle shirt again. Joe Willock, great debut. Didn't know what to expect from the young lad, but he's shown that he wants to be here. He's shown that in his performance, and I give him a 7 as well. Miguel Almiron, at last in his correct position again for 3 games running, and look at the difference in him, especially with ASM in the team as well. Opens up spaces, he runs into them. Scored 2 great goals today, in my eyes. I know one of them was a deflection, but the choice of the way that he took the shot was perfect. He was my man of the match today, and a perfect 10 for me. Alan Saint-Maximin, he lasted, a good 60-65 minutes. 2 assists. What more do you want from the guy? Great performance, a 9. And then Callum Wilson up front on his own, as we expect. Unfortunately, looks like he's done a hamstring. I'm not too sure what happened. Unfortunately, I was watching the match on my phone at work and I had no sound, so I was just trying to pick up what I could see. While he was on the pitch, again, he was always busy, and I'd give him a 7. So, going into the actual match itself. Oh, sorry, Southampton. Just to let you know, 4 changes from the side against Man United when they were heavily defeated by them. And the red card was overturned as well. So the Saints were back to a decent team. And to be honest with you, I didn't really give us much of a chance. But hey, what a game. So first half, 16 minutes in, ASM brings the ball down brilliantly on the left-hand side. Beats his man for pace. He got into the box. Pure composure. Looked up. Squared the ball to Willock, who was ghosting in, slotted the ball home beautifully, reminding me of what Rob Lee used to do in his prime. Brilliant, 1-0, great start. Then, disaster strikes, 24 minutes in, Mancur, forced off injured, could be hamstring, not too sure. On comes Kraft, who I know gets really bad press, and he has from me as well. But he's never really played in the back 4. And maybe this is what he needs to be doing. He's not a wing back, he's a right back. So maybe this is his position instead of playing as a wing back. So we'll see what happens. But letting Yedlin go, was that really a good idea now? Only time will tell. We're already seeing what's happened with Lejeune. He should never have gone out on loan, and look at where we are. On the 26th minute though, through ball pushed to ASM wide. Got the ball under control, saw Almiron bursting into the box down the left-hand side, laid it back to him perfectly with a strong left-footed drive, going to the far post. you know, playing the percentages. You know, he could have went near post, keeper probably would have saved it. He might have put it wide. He didn't. He shot across goal, which is what you should always do in those areas. And it ricocheted off Vestergaard's legs, and it beat the keeper at his near post. 2-0. Unbelievable. Dreamland. We've never done, I can't remember the last time 2-0 up. Obviously Everton, but that was right in the last minute. But after 26 minutes, 2-0 up. Unbelievable. Then disaster strikes. 30th minute, Minamino got played in. He beat Hayden far too easily for my liking. He went down the left-hand side in the channel in the box, and he fired the ball. He did hit it sweetly right into the near post of the keeper, the top of Darlow's near post, into the roof of the net. Personally, don't think the goalkeeper should be being beat from there. I think Darlow's positioning should have been better. He should have been covering that front post, forcing Minamino to go across goal. He didn't. The rest is history. 2-1. 36 minutes. Massive disaster strikes. We've got Callum Wilson hobbling off injured. He tried to stay on. He waved straight away and said no. I think that could be hamstring. And who comes on? Joe Clinton. Because he is a joke, isn't he? Now, not sure if people saw this on the cameras on the touchline, but they panned on to Andy Carroll when Joe Linton was coming on. He actually said, for fuck's sake. Now that to me is just tells you everything. Carroll wanted to be on there. He knows he's better than Joe Linton. And why Joe Linton still got the number 9 shirt, I do not know. But there we go. There was the forced change. It's 2 changes in the first half after 36 minutes. It's not great, especially when you got ASM who's just come back from, you know, getting back to full fitness and not played a full game yet. And then amazing work on the 45th plus 4 minutes of stoppage time, so right at the end of half time. Couldn't have been any better. Great forward pressing by ASM, sees this in, helps the Saints keeper, got pushed on, plays a pass to his Vestergaard in the centre back. Almiron nipped in front of him very quickly, nicked the ball off him, drove towards goal, saw the keeper in no man's land, and he just slotted the ball into his near post. The keeper had no chance. He didn't know where he was. It was just poor trying to play the ball out from the back, which Southampton like to do, and it's beautiful on the eye. But when, you know, mistakes like that happen, you just wonder why they didn't just boot it up. But there we go, 3-1 up. Should be game over, but hey, this is Newcastle United, isn't it? So the second half starts. Now I missed this, unfortunately, for being at work. But on literally the 46th minute, John Joe Shelvey from 6 yards, gaping goal, puts the ball wide. Don't know how he missed from what I've read and what I've heard. And I was watching a bit of the live stream with John and Paul, and they said, you know, you should be putting that away. You ask John Joe Shelvey to spray a ball 40 yards to someone's foot and it's inch perfect. You ask John Joe Shelvey to score from 6 yards, it becomes a problem. But I do feel bad for the stick that he gets, because for me, he plays week in, week out with the players we've got around him now. Then, 48th minute, disaster strikes again. Ward-Prowse, 35 yards out. No, I thought it was too far. I thought, yeah, it's dangerous, but you'll hit the target, we'll have it saved. How wrong was I? Literally stepped up, over the wall, straight in Darlow's right-hand corner, right in the top bins. Couldn't have been any closer to the top slot. I do feel Darlow's positioning was quite poor though. With it being 35 yards out, I'm no goalkeeper by the way, so you know, you can slate me for this. But for me, he was too close to the side that the wall wasn't covering. He was a little bit in the middle of the goal. He might maybe not had the full sight of it, but I think he would have had a better chance of saving it. Not taking anything away from the shot. You know, the free kick was special and it flew in, but I still think his positioning was poor, and a top goalkeeper may have got close to it and may have actually saved it. Then, Hendrick, 50th minute. What can we say about this guy? He offers nothing, doesn't he? He literally, Minamino runs away from him very easily. Hendrick's looking, going, oh great, I've been beaten here, pulls him back. Referee blows up, gives a free kick, gives a yellow card to Willock, but he wasn't the man who fouled him. Because he's given a yellow card to Willock, he has to give it to Hendrick, who's already on a yellow card. Bang, red, down to 10 men. Now, where's this man's game management? You know, where's his intelligence, his knowledge to know I'm on a yellow card, I'm going to get yellow card if I pull the shirt back from behind? Don't do it. That could have cost us 3 points today. Probably should have, but luckily it didn't. But for me, you should never wear a black and white shirt again. I'd rather have him out of the 25-man squad and having Xavier in there instead. I don't know what that guy's done to deserve what he gets. You know, talk of his contract being terminated. Terminate Hendricks while you're at it as well, please. 63rd minute. When great move, great play by Redmond down the Newcastle left, pulled the ball back to Ings with a great cross shot, which luckily hit the inside of our far post, and the ball bounced straight into Darlow's arms. That's when you sort of think your luck's in today. We are going to get 3 points. That on any other day, an inch inside the post a bit further, and the ball's in the back of the net, and it's 2-2. Sorry, 3-3. Then on the 65th minute, Adams has the ball in the net. Thank God Ings was offside, because if he wasn't offside, I mean, it was a yard offside, so it was never gonna count. But that was the fear, wasn't it? It was the scare. Then in the 75th minute, we have a free kick in a great position on the right-hand side of the box. For me, it's Almiron's all day. Shaw was standing over it as well, and I thought, well, Shaw's just there as a dummy, because this is, you know, Almiron's the man. He's on a hat-trick. Let him have a go. Just bend it over the wall into the keeper's left-hand top corner. It's the perfect position for a left footer. What happens? Shaw takes it. Absolute poor free kick. Hits the wall. He runs to block the ball and block the clearance. And a 50-50 challenge. He's done his knee ligaments in by the looks of things. And he went down screaming by the sounds of it. It didn't look good. He got stretchered off. And because we had no subs left, we're down to 9 men. 9 men with 20 minutes to play because of injury time. Horrible. At that point, I thought, just get a point. Somehow, just fight for everything. You're probably going to concede. Be heartbreaking if we lose the game from this position. Just get a point if we can. In the 89th minute, Darlow flops it across, which is why I think the breakfast should be in instead. And the ball's fired towards goal by one of the Saints strikers. I didn't really see who it was because I was watching it on my phone. It was a bit of a poor view. But Hayden cleared it brilliantly off the line. But it wouldn't have counted if it went in anyway, because the referee gave a free kick for a foul on Darlow, which I thought was a bit harsh. But it made no difference. The ball went out. So yeah, so for the last 15 minutes, we basically defended for our life. I've got no nails left. I've literally bitten everything off, especially my little finger. I've gone right to the bone almost. It's really bad. It's not good for what I do for my job as well. I shouldn't really be biting my nails, but there you go. But that's what it's like being a Toon fan. Massive, massive 3 points. I can't say this now. I'm so happy. I mean, got to give Bruce some sort of credit. I mean, for the first time on the touchline, I actually felt like he actually cared. He was barking orders. He, you know, especially in that last 20 minutes, trying to marshal the team and trying to encourage them and just see every attack out as best as they can, which they did. You know, time waste as much as we can. You should never do it. We've got the ball in the corner. We held it up. We wasted about a good 3 to 5 minutes doing that. You know, Darlow took his time on some kicks and received the yellow card for it, but that's game management. We managed it very well. I don't, like I said, there was maybe 1 or 2 chances that Southampton had, but it was hard for them in the end. They should have got something out of that game, especially when we're down to 9 men. But we fought like lions, and I would have been absolutely heartbroken if they'd equalised in the 90th minute and then gone on to win the game because of injury time. It's happened before against Nottingham Forest in the Championship, especially when Darlow saved, I think it was 2 pens in that game. I can't quite remember. But I would have been heartbroken if we hadn't got anything from the game. And yeah, so massive 3 points, onwards and upwards. The only problem is reality check. Away to Chelsea, away to Man United, our next 2 games. If we can get anything out of them, even a point out of one of those games, that would be huge. But the biggest result today was Fulham didn't win. They drew again. That means we've got a 10-point gap at the bottom of the league now. Now that's 3 losses and a draw for them to catch us up. which 2 losses in a row could happen. But can they win 4 games in a row to go ahead of us? I don't think they can. I don't think Fulham have got that in them. Yes, they've started playing better, but they're very defensive. They don't want to lose games. They don't really seem to be wanting to win the games. They don't want to risk too much. So if we can get at least another 3 wins and a few draws, I think that'll be enough to keep us up. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that's my match report. What a day. Just so happy to get 3 points. Signing off tonight. Good night, all Toon fans. Please subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter. And please stay safe. Good night.